Brightmoor, kids, friends, family, what is going on? Welcome back to week 2 of Missions Emphasis Month with our series, Kingdom Builders. We are super excited that you guys have decided to tune in and learn a little bit more about missions. This week, we are going to look at a Bible story that revolves around Jesus and a kid that might have been around your age. It's one of my favorite lessons, and it teaches us that when we decide to partner with God, the results are bigger than we can imagine. We'll also take a look at what BGMC is. But before we get into any of that, we have got to find out what's up with our good friend, Mr. Devante.
What's up, Brightmoor kids? I'm Devante, and I have a penny here, and it's a big penny, but it's a small amount. And you know what's great about it is that a penny, even though it's a small amount, can make a big impact because God can use a little that we have to do a big thing, which is similar to our What's Up. Let me tell you what that is real quick while I look at it. God can use the little I give to make a big impact. I'm gonna say that again. God can use the little I give to make a big impact. Okay, you're gonna repeat after me. We're gonna have a competition, and whoever wins gets to have this penny right here, okay? You guys are gonna have to share it though. So we'll split it up into smaller pennies. Maybe we'll each get a penny. It's enough to make a big impact because God can do that with the little. Okay, God can use the little to make a big impact. Okay, we're gonna have the girls go first. Ladies, stand to your feet. I'll give you 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay, you're gonna repeat after me. God can use the little I give to make a big impact. Great job, ladies. Take a seat. Boys, your turn to stand up. Say it as loudly as you can. And remember, pennies are on the line for this. So stand to your feet. You're gonna repeat after me on the count of 3. 3, 2, 1. God can use the little I give to make a big impact. Great job, boys. Now, everybody stand up together, and we're gonna say it together on the count of 3, or repeat after me on the count of 3. 3, 2, 1. God can use the little I give to make a big impact. Great job, and that is our What's Up.
It's time for us to go over our power verse. And this one, it's a strong one. It's a really important one. And I want to make sure that you guys are paying attention. But first, we're going to go over the verse, and it's found in Matthew 24:14. And it says, "And this gospel of the kingdom will be preached in the whole world as a testimony to all nations, and then the end will come." Now, this verse, it's a really good one.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of words to it.
A lot.
So I feel like we should have some motions, don't you think, Mr. Devante?
I think so, Miss Monique.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that we should have some motions to help us keep this in our minds.
Yes.
And in our hearts. Okay, so we're gonna go over and show you the motions that we came up with to help remember this verse first before you guys repeat it after us, okay?
It goes, this is the first, and this gospel.
And this gospel.
Like a book, like the Bible, the gospel of the kingdom will be preached in the whole world as a testimony to all nations. And then the end will come.
Now, I think that was pretty great.
Yeah.
And I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. But to make it all more fun, you guys have to do it with us.
Yeah.
So I want you guys to stand up on your feet. Everyone up on your feet.
Everyone,
every single one of you. And
if
you're all
you have
gonna
feet.
Yes, if you have feet, please use them and
Stand
stand
on
on them. They're all standing. All right, so now we're ready to go over the verse after we've gone over the motions, and you guys are all standing and we're ready to go. You guys are going to repeat after Mr. Devante with me. So you guys, I'm going to say it with you guys. Repeating after Mr. Devante.
Yes.
So start us off.
Motions and loudliness.
Yes, so loud. We want to hear you guys say it as loud as you can with emotions.
Okay. And this gospel
And this gospel
of the kingdom
of the kingdom
will be preached
will be preached
in the whole world
in the whole world
as a testimony
as a testimony
to all the nations,
to all the nations.
and then the end will come.
And then the end will come.
Great job. Where's it found?
Perfect. Matthew 24:14.
Yeah.
All right, good job, guys. You can all take a seat, and we're going to continue on with the rest of our lesson.
We are going to go right into the Bible story today in John chapter 6, verses 1 through 14. Please open up your Bibles to find the feeding of the 5,000. Here's verse 6. Sometime after this, Jesus crossed the far shore of the Sea of Galilee, that is, the Sea of Tiberias. And a great crowd of people followed him because they saw the signs he had performed by healing the sick. Then Jesus went up on the mountaintop, sat down with his disciples. The Jewish Passover festival was near. When Jesus looked up and saw a great crowd coming towards him, he said to Philip, "Where shall we buy bread for these people to eat?" He asked this only to test him. He already had it in mind what he was going to do. Philip answered him, "It would take more than half a year's wages to buy enough bread for each one to have just a bite." Another of his disciples, Andrew, Simon Peter's brother, spoke up. "Here is a boy with 5 small loaves of barley bread and 2 small fish. But how far will they go among so many?" Jesus said, "Have the people sit down." There was plenty of grass on that place, and they sat down. About 5,000 men were there, not counting women and children. Jesus then took the loaves and gave thanks and distributed those who were seated as much as they wanted. He did the same with the fish. When they had all had enough to eat, he said to his disciples, "Gather the pieces that are left over. Let nothing be wasted." So they gathered them and filled 12 baskets with the pieces of the 5 barley loaves left over by those who had already eaten. Whoa. After the people saw the sign Jesus performed, they began to say, "Surely this is the prophet who is to come into the world." Jesus, knowing that they intended to come and make him king by force, withdrew again to a mountain by himself. We find out so many more things about this story later on and what Jesus did, but we just want to pause at the miracle of what he did right here with the very little that what? A young man? An adult? Or a young child had? A young child had, and that's the amazing part of this story. Stay tuned for more for this lesson.
The miracle wouldn't have taken place if the little boy in the story kept what he had instead of giving it away. We should look at what the boy did in this story and be inspired to do the same. When we decide to share and give what we have, we are living generously, and the Bible has a whole lot of good things to say about those who are generous. Hebrews 13:16 says, "And do not forget to do good and share with others, for with such sacrifices God is pleased." When you give what you can, you are being generous, and that pleases God.
God increases what we give. Imagine having to feed a group of 5,000 very hungry people. That would be a very difficult task. And to make the task even harder, imagine having to feed them with only 5 pieces of bread and 2 small fish. That task officially went from difficult to impossible. There is no way that everyone would be able to eat because you simply don't have enough food. The only way you can be able to feed that many people with such a small amount of food is with God. And that is exactly what we see in this story. Jesus prayed over the food, it multiplied, and 5,000 people were able to eat that day.
In the same way, God uses what we give to make an impact much bigger than we can ever imagine. What you do to help missionaries, it can make a major difference. And that's where BGMC comes in. Kids across the nation are stepping up, even with their big goals that seem out of reach. Just like the small lunch that the little boy gave to Jesus grew to be something amazing, your offerings are amazing too, no matter how big or small that you think that they are.
So then, what is BGMC? BGMC stands for Boys and Girls Missionary Challenge. BGMC helps us learn about people all over the world who don't know Jesus. BGMC teaches us what missionaries are doing to help share the love of Jesus with those people. BGMC also meets a critical need by sending money to those missionaries in order that they can have everything they need to minister to those people. Sometimes missionaries use puppets or clown costumes to tell people about Jesus. Many times, people around the world don't even have enough food or proper medical care. So missionaries will set up programs that help feed these people and help them receive the medical care that they need. Many countries around the world need to train leaders up and pastors to start churches. These pastors need books and supplies to help them learn. All of these things cost money, and this is where BGMC comes in. But where does BGMC get the money from? And how does BGMC get the money? The money comes from kids just like you. This is where you come into play, and you can help be a kingdom builder. Kids raise money in all kinds of creative ways, like setting up a lemonade stand, raking leaves, and even doing chores around the house. And they raise money, then they put that money inside of a buddy barrel, which is basically a piggy bank. But instead of a piggy, it is a barrel. Then they bring the barrels back filled with money to church. The church then sends that money to BGMC, and BGMC sends that money out to the missionaries. Since 1949, boys and girls just like you have given over $170 million to BGMC, and we're just getting started. BGMC is an organization that we here at Brightmoor partner with all year long.
I'm your host, Miss Danielle, and I'm here with Miss Monique and Mr. Josh.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get into our questions that we learned from today's lesson. So let's get into it. Play along, please. I wanna hear your answers too, not just theirs. All right, the first one. You ready?
Yeah.
Ready?
So
okay.
ready. Let's go.
What was today's main question?
It was what can I do?
Yep.
What can I do?
What can I do? Correct. 1 point for Miss Monique. It's what can I do? All right. Today's what up is. What's up is.
You got it.
It's something like if I do a little, God can do a lot.
Yes, it's something like that. It's God can use the little I give to make a big impact.
Gotcha.
So I would say I think they got it before you. So I'm gonna give it to them.
Okay.
All right. What miracle did we learn about today?
The feeding of the 5,000.
Yep, the feeding of the 5,000. So it's tied between all three of you. Okay, let's continue. Who did the disciples find with food while listening to Jesus that day?
A boy, and he had some loaves of fish. Loaves of fish. He had some loaves of bread and some fish.
Yep, yeah, the second one, not the first one.
Loaves of fish.
Yeah, no, it's just loaves of bread and some fish. What did Jesus do with the little food that was brought to him?
He multiplied it
And prayed over it.
and prayed over it. He prayed over it, and God multiplied it.
Yep, exactly. So it's tied. Once again, did anyone go hungry?
No, they all had full bellies.
Yep, they ate, and there was even leftovers. All right, what is BGMC?
Right. Big. Something. Boys. Yes. Boys, girls, and challenge. Boy-girl challenge.
Do you have it?
Boy-girl men challenge.
Because I think they have it, but let me hear from you.
So I know that BGMC is a really amazing organization that brings boys and girls together for big goals to help missionaries and in their transportation and other things that they need in other countries. And it stands for
Breakfast.
Boys and Girls Ministry Challenge.
Yes, exactly! Miss Simone got it. It's Boys and Girls Ministry Challenge.
Yes.
Okay, how does BGMC get money to give to missionaries?
To the offering that we take at Brightmoor Kids.
Yep, and other churches around. All right, last 2 questions. Are you ready? Okay.
Ready.
Our 9th question. How long have kids been giving to BGMC?
Since 1949.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. For over 70 years.
I was there.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
78
Oh,
actually.
okay.
I was there.
Last question. Where is our power verse found in the Bible?
It's found in Matthew 24:14.
Beautiful. Awesome. Great job. I hope you guys had fun and enjoyed your time here with us. And we will see you guys next time.
Hey, in today's lesson, we answered 2 questions, right? First one was, what can we do? What can I do? What can you do? Did you find out? Did you figure it out yet? Because there are some easy answers. You can always be praying. You can give. And you can go and serve. But we'll talk more about that in the future. But the second question was, what is BGMC? Boys and Girls Missionary Challenge, which, can I just tell you, I happen to be a fan of and really like. And we've been supporting them for years. We've been able to come alongside missionaries, and I know that you guys can do the same. So just give a little bit, talk to your parents, see what you can do, but we want you to be a part of building God's kingdom in this series, Kingdom Builders. And we'll see you next week.